I'm going to talk about uniforms. So, at first, let's define what is a uniform. A uniform, according to Cambridge, is a special set of clothes that many people need to use at a job or students at school. So, according to this, our question will be: are uniforms still important in 21st century? In my personal opinion, I think they are not important anymore. Why? Because some experiences at primary school or elementary school make me feel bored with using a uniform. So I think that they were even more a distractor than a benefit to our development as students. Also, these points or this posture is going to be supported by a reading that I learned that I read of Mark Potterton called The Teacher. It's up to 2011. This says that uniforms are making a lack of expression in all students. So this was correct because at my times using uniforms, this was true because I was bored, I was sad, or I was self of how do you say feeling about going to study. Sorry. Also, this reading say that they are not really cheap. Although the school sells them like cheap because they are bad quality material. This makes you buy like 3 or 4 around the year and another 3 or 4 for the next year. Because obviously, well, most of cases the uniform don't fit the student anymore, passing a year. Then, also they are not cheap; they are bad quality. Talking about materials, because I was used to rip them very easily when I was playing, and this makes me buying more and more and more. So they were not good at all. Also, at winter, they were not warm, and I used to buy a jacket for the winter, but obviously of the school, and they weren't also bad quality. Then let's talk about the prices and the marketing, because yes, these uniforms are a marketing tactic for the school for making money. But let's think about it. A lot of private schools you need to pay an investment for going to study. So paying for a uniform is just making them gain more money, and I think that will not is not okay because well, you are paying something and you need to pay more, and where does that money goes? We don't know. Also, I think that public schools have a reason because they are public and they need money for making some fixes on the campus. But go ahead and make more cheap uniforms or better quality because they are not lasting. Another thing that says this is that with this point of not really cheap, Mark Potterson put a case of South Africa families that are poor and they don't have a fund or a support of the school for getting uniforms for the kids. So if we think is true because the schools don't have any attention to the families in special cases, then all the things that are going to be used are paid by the family even if they can't. So this makes them to have a lot of debts, debts, a lot of things that they can pay. Also, the contra argument of this is that a lot of schools think that uniforms gave a sense of identity with the school, talking about like a little nationalism, but we're not a country with a school. And yes, Maybe, but other times is the opposite because you cannot think about nationalism using a school of a uniform, of using a uniform of a school. Sorry. Then it was true I hate my uniform and I used to hate my school by making me wear a uniform. Also, they say it's going to be more secure to use uniform than to use clothes, and I think so. You are recognized at the streets if you walk all the downtown to go to your home, and maybe it's true, but in Mexico, I think it's not, because if you're recognized using a uniform of a very expensive private school, you are a target for robbers. So that's not good. Although they said there will be not social segregation about this stuff because you are going to have the same uniform if you are a millionaire or if you are a proletariat family guy. Then it's true in some point, but there will be other ideas and mentalities going around the school. It's not just going to be a uniform. It's going to be the cell phone, the supplies, the if we are talking about high school, if the guy can't, the car or the transportation going to the school. So I think a uniform is okay in some cases, but not okay in all. About social segregation, it also say that is social, not social, students concentrations that a uniform make it better at the time they are taking classes. And yes, I can think that is okay because, well, you don't spend time watching at the other people clothes and don't think about like I'm gonna buy that. So so that's true. It's a good point, but mm, it will depend about mentalities again. Finally, in conclusion, we can take some points about postures, but let's think it. Yes, we can have uniforms, but not like the idea of uniforms they all people have. Let's have not a uniform, just clothes rules. Like I don't know, in some schools or works, like my teachers work, they used to say that you can only wear um, as a white skirt with some blue pants, and that's cool. Or like in some liceos in Mexico, they are they have vestimental codes like white skirt with some red sweater and something blue to represent the school. So that's too much better in the case of going to school because you can go with your clothes, with the type of clothes you want, and making the rules going okay because you have something that identifies you with the school, like the colors, and it's too much better than just having a horrible, boring, and cheap uniform. So, and also this will be more according to the mentality of the 21st century of making more creative and with human sense people because you gave them the option to express them, and this makes that all the people feels more comfortable and okay with their social environment taking sell something, and this is way too much better. And also it reduces the social segregation because you are pretty much seeing the same but with different things. So at the end we can say that uniforms are not important anymore, but some rules about uniforms will be okay if we modify them to the 21st century. Thank you.